Hello friends, I am Dattatreya Nikam. Welcome you all on our channel eFunda for today's topic Flow Engineering Guide Volumetric Flow Measurement Part 6A. This is a continuation session of Flow Measurement Engineering Guide Basic Introduction, which we have seen in our last part. To continue with this part, we will see volumetric flow measurement devices and their details in this video. Hope you are watching our all videos as we have completed previous session on oil and gas engineering and our other various topic. Stay tuned on our channel and watch all our previous video to get basic idea on engineering disciplines. Let's begin with our today's topic Flow Engineering Guide Volumetric Flow Measurement Part 6A. In physics and engineering, in particular fluid dynamics, the volumetric flow rate is also known as volume flow rate, rate of fluid flow or volume velocity is the volume of fluid which passes per unit time. Usually it is represented by symbol Q, sometimes V. Volumetric flow rate is the measuring volume of the substances and it is denoted in mathematical expression is volumetric flow is equals to area of cross section multiplied by velocity of the fluid passing through the pipe, that is Q is equals to AV, where Q is the volumetric flow rate, A is the cross sectional area of flow meter, V is the average fluid velocity at cross sectional. Volumetric flow is the measure of substance moving through a device over time. Standard units of measurement for volumetric flow rates are meter cube per second, millimeter per second or feet cube per hour. These are the standard measuring units used for volumetric flow rate measurement. Now we are moving on to volumetric type differential pressure flow meters. Now we are going to see various instrument types are used for such type of measurement. Primarily orifice plate, venturi meter, flow nozzles, pitot tube, V-con meter. These are the most common devices used for such type of measurement. Most critical in such type of measurement is a straight length requirement, that is upstream and downstream length is required. Now we are moving on to see first instrument item, that is orifice plate. Orifice plate is one of the most frequently used primary element in differential pressure type flow meter is the orifice plate. One can see in a figure a plate is inserted between the pipe at a flange joint where upstream and downstream one can see in a figure where flow is coming from upstream and going to the downstream. There are various types of orifice plates are being used. Most common is concentric square edge orifice. This is generally used for steady flow of clean homogeneous flow of a liquid, gases, vapor. Those are relatively non-viscous. Segmental and eccentric type orifice plate. This type of plates were used for measurement of solids in gas or liquid with entrant gases and gases with condensed liquid. Eccentrically bored plate. This type of plates are with the orifice off center or eccentric as opposed to concentric. The bore of eccentric orifice plate is normally is a tangent to circle, which is 90% of the pipe diameter, so that the solids or slurries may pass through. Low Reynolds number orifice plate, that is rounded or conical type. Quadrant edge orifice. This type of plates used for viscous stream or for line Reynolds number ranges from 1 lakh to down to 3000 to 5000 depending on the beta ratio. Square edge orifice coefficient correction factors are available for Reynolds number down approximately 25,000. Now we are moving on to next part, that is orifice plate bore sizing. There are various standards used for sizing of instrument. For orifice plate sizing, ISO 5167 dash, that is general principle and requirement. ISO 5167 dash 2 orifice plate. These are the two main standard are used. Now most critical, that is a beta ratio. Beta ratio is defined as small d by capital D. Ideally, this beta ratio should lies between 0.1 to 0.8 range. Basically for liquid, beta ratio should be less than 0.75, and for gas or steam service, beta ratio should not be greater than 0.7. One can see in an equation where we have defined two cases. Case 1, that is beta ratio d by d. One can see here we have considered that beta ratio is 0.2. Now d is equals to 0.2 capital D. Now we will see the cases. When small d is very small, that means velocity is increases. 0.2 delta p increases, that means range increases. If beta ratio is 0.2, lower meter run should be required, that is should be less. Now case 2, beta ratio, that is small d by capital D is equals to 0.7, where small d is equals to 0.7 d. Now we will see the case. Small d is large, that means velocity is decreases. When delta p decreases, range is also decreases. If beta ratio is 0.7, lower meter run should be high, that is approximately 10 times pipe ID, that is capital D. Now moving on to orifice plate tappings. There are various types of tappings. Commonly used are flange taps. These taps are located 1 inch upstream and downstream for the face of orifice plate. This is the most common tap configuration and is recognized by latest AGA specifications. Corner taps. These taps are located at the face of orifice plate, normally used in the line sizes smaller than 2 inches. Pipe taps. These taps are located 2.5 the orifice plate and 8 pipe D orifice plate, means major difference of full pressure recovery at the rate pipe diameter, that is upstream of diameter, downstream of the differential pressure at those point. Vena contracta taps. These taps are located 1 pipe diameter upstream of orifice plate and vena contracta on the downstream sides of the orifice plate. Generally not recommended when variety of orifice bore sizes are required to meet flow requirement. Radius taps located 1 pipe D upstream of the orifice plate and half pi D downstream of the orifice plate. Now there are various critical points as well. Minimum flange rating is required is 300, where to hold half inch tapping on the flange. To accommodate this half inch tapping for measurement, minimum flange rating is 300 is required. There are various plate thickness and one should ensure that this should not exceed capital D by 30 or capital D by 50 or small d by 8 or capital D minus d by 8. These are the basically capital D is the pipe ID and small d is the bore ID. Drain and vane hole requirements. Basically these are the critical points are used when the orifice plates is installed in horizontal pipe and the fluid is a liquid containing entrant gas, or the fluid is a wet gas, vapor or saturated steam, vapor or saturated steam, some vaporization or condensation may take place, and to take care of this, drain and vent holes are required on the orifice plate. One of the key factors now, uncertainty of the orifice plate. As per AGA 3, uncertainty is likely occur in orifice meter, basically bore size within 0.05% of the desired value, pipe diameter within 0.5% of the value. These are the uncertainty figures are considered in orifice meter measurement, and this is how we can conclude that orifice meter is used for installation in a pipe with various tappings and connected with the tappings to the transmitter to get the differential pressure measurement and transfer the data remotely to the control room with the wiring, and we get the required reading in the display. So orifice plate is the most commonly used devices in industrial application for the differential pressure measurement to get the volumetric flow. Venturi meter. The Venturi flow meter is often used in application where it is necessary to have a high turn down rates or a low pressure drops than the orifice plate. One can see in a figure, conversion cone, throat, diversion cone are the typical three sections of the Venturi meter. At the upstream, pressure will be high and the velocity will be low. When you go to the throat section, their velocity will be high and pressure will be drop. That is why we are getting upstream pressure high and downstream pressure low. By difference one can get the height, and while entering into the diversion cone, then the velocity will be reduced and the pressure will be increased. One can see continuous operation in another figure. Here actually Venturi meter fluid flow rate by reducing the cross-sectional flow area in flow path and generate a pressure difference. After the pressure difference is generated, the fluid is passed through the pressure recovery exit section, that is a diverging cone, where up to 80% of the differential pressure generated at the throat is recovered. This is how the Venturi meter is used for the volumetric flow, where we can get high turn down ratio with lower pressure drop. Moving on to flow nozzles. The flow nozzles are used for flow measurement at a high fluid velocity and more rugged and more resistant to erosion than the sharp edge orifice plate. One can see in a figure where two tappings are provided. Upstream tapping is at 1 pipe D and downstream at half pipe D, where the meters are installed. This basically used where the Reynolds numbers above 50,000 and have a very high coefficient of discharge, typically 0.99 or greater. Wide range of beta ratios are available between 0.2 to 0.8. This is how the flow nozzle used for the volumetric flow measurement. Moving on to V-cone meter. The V-cone is a differential pressure type flow meter primary device. One can see in a figure where in a pipe cones are placed, that is a front cone and a back cone, where we have a opening at the back cone, installed with a 3-valve manifold for installation of a transmitter. At the inlet we have a high pressure port as well as the low pressure port from cone section. Now the principle and theory among this is a Bernoulli's theorem for the conservation of energy in a closed pipe. This states that For a constant flow, the pressure in a pipe is inversely proportional to the square of the velocity in the pipe. Simply states that the pressure decreases as velocity increases. One can see here the advantages: the lower sensitivity than the orifice plate, venturi tubes to installation effect. Shorter installation lengths are available. Pressure loss is less than the orifice plate. Wafer, that is between the flanges versions are available. Effective for wet gas flow measurement application. And now moving on to the disadvantages: lack of standards for such kind of meter, not as much as data available as ISO 5167 meters. Pressure losses are higher than the Venturi tube meter. Now we have seen that volumetric flow measurement is done through various flow meters, and we have seen today orifice plate, venturi meter, V-cone meter are typically most popular primary devices used for the measurement of volumetric flow. Under flow engineering guide, volumetric flow measurement, we have seen various types of instruments are being used: venturi meter, orifice meter, V-cone meter. In the table, we have provided some of the key factors to be considered while selection of these instruments are: space requirement, straight length, that is upstream and downstream requirement, connections, turn down, reliability, capital cost, cost of operation, magnetic field influence if any, dynamic measurement and uncertainty, capillary effects, pressure overload capability. These are the few points one has to consider while selecting this instrument for volumetric flow measurement. With this, we are concluding our today's topic, flow engineering guide, volumetric flow measurement, and stay tuned for our next topic, that is a flow engineering guide, mass flow measurement. If you are new on our channel, then please subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press bell icon to get latest updates on our upload of new videos on various engineering topic. Once again, thank you and stay tuned. Keep watching eFunda.